What is going on, fellow adventurers? How is everybody doing? What's going on, guys? So, Omni Lucid here today to celebrate 100 subscribers. It is definitely a rare feat to do, and I appreciate everybody who is here being here. We've got Thomas Gilkey in the chat. Hello, brother Thomas. Thank you for being here. And we have Neoprene Playmat. What's up? It's good to see you again. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on 100 subs. Thank you for that, man. That's awesome. But really, you know, these guys here that I'm with here, they are the masterminds behind Omni Lucid Media, Omni Lucid Games, all this stuff. Jakar. If you guys have been following the channel, you know who they are. They are the stars. We have Rian Needers over here. How are you, sir?
I am good. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for being here, Thomas. Matt, thanks for coming by. I am awesome. I'm really excited to do this, that we hit the 100 subs. I know we had a lot of fun with it when we actually hit the 100 subs. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to talk about some stuff, maybe give some shout outs to some people that helped us get here. Obviously Thomas and Matt are a couple of those. So yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, man, we've had a lot of fun, especially since we started doing the board game playthroughs on the channel, the unboxings and stuff. I definitely think people have been enjoying that more. If you guys do want to know more about the games that are being developed here at Omni Lucid, you guys can find some of our past videos, show those some love. You learn a little bit about our game, the characters in the game. You know, you learn a little bit why we love Vikings here at Omni Lucid. I mean, if you couldn't tell already with the hair, the horns, and the mead,
death metal.
the death metal. Yes, the death metal. So, very exciting stuff, man. 100 subscribers is awesome. We have Brian Skull with us as well. The other half of Omni Lucid, the brain, the other half of the brain, so to speak. How are you feeling about 100 subscribers, Mr. Skull?
Skull. I'm feeling great, man. It wasn't very long ago that we were like, man, wouldn't it be great to have 100 subscribers? And we only had like 20. So
yeah.
But like, it's great because we're building the channel and we're working towards the game and we're playing games and having fun along the way, and we get to hang out together and do this kind of stuff. So
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, when you guys asked me to come on, I was beyond humbled, man. Honestly, it has just been so fun getting together for board game weekends, talking stuff, man. Watching you guys grow as people in the media, people who are communicating with everybody about what's going on, like watching you guys grow as artists, Brian, watching you grow, Ryan, you know, just, it's been a pleasure knowing you guys for all these years, but it's also an extreme pleasure getting to build something with you guys.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change it for the world, man. Isn't this what people want to do? Build things with their friends, right?
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Skull.
I'm glad we're fine. I'm glad we're doing it.
I'm not going to be able to keep up with this if you're doing it that often. Yeah, Skull.
Hi, we're Vikings. We drink. This is what we do. But yeah, so it has just been really great. 100 subscribers, man, is awesome. On to 500, huh? Let's do that.
Yep.
So today we're just having a little fun, guys. So we're talking about the games that we either grew up playing or games that we love, modern day games, current games that we've found recently. I've really been liking the games that Ryan has been doing playthroughs of. I love them. And it makes me angry that I don't live down the street from him, that I can't just go over here and play games with him anytime I want. So yeah, man. With that being said, before we dive into what our favorite games are, tell me a little bit about, because I'm very interested about the inception of Omni Lucid. I know we might have talked about this before as well, but I want to know a little bit more about the inception of Omni Lucid, the idea behind it, maybe even before or right on the cusp of becoming the board game focus. Do you guys have anything to say about that?
No.
All right.
Nothing.
Moving on.
Yeah. It actually started because I think Brian had started doing some videos talking about just like philosophy and all that with his art channel. And he started having some conversations, and he started talking to a few people. And it looked like a lot of fun. It was just really fun for me to listen and watch him. So then I was like, you know what, maybe I should do this too. So I started doing videos talking about PTSD and trying to do some of the big convos and all that, which with me, my whole thing has been trying to break the stigma of PTSD. And actually, I did a talk on yours as well.
We did.
Yeah, I forgot we did that. That was a lot of fun, actually. That was cool coming out to do it at your studio. But yeah, so it started with that, and then our other friend, Brian's cousin, Matt, also jumped in because he was doing video games. So it kind of became like the art, video games, and philosophy, or just discussion, whatever you wanted to call it. But yeah, it was like art, video games, and podcast, basically. And we kind of threw it together. It was the three of us starting off, and then we all kind of started diving into each other's stuff. I was playing games here and there. Brian, I think, was as well. And that was the start of Omni Lucid Media, but which that we did for a while and wasn't really taken off or anything. We kind of just did it when we had a chance. And then it kind of died down, but then maybe a year after it had already been made or so, that I came up with the idea for Drakkar and talked to Brian, and Brian loved it and was on board right away. So we decided to form Omni Lucid Games. And when we were at the time, it wasn't called that. We just decided we were going to make a game. And then it's like, well, hey, what kind of company do we want this to be? And we said, well, we already got this Omni Lucid Media thing. We love the name. We talked to Matt. We made sure he was cool if we just kind of ported it over. And he was, Matt was just like, yeah, sure, do whatever you want. And
I think Matt might be the most chill dude I think I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love Matt to death. He's a good guy, and he is a huge foundation of this, man. I mean,
he helped figure out the name, and I mean, it was like we wanted to grow something, but we didn't know what and how. Hey, thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Real quick, I forgot to give him a little something. Matt, for your congratulations, we're going to give you a little bit of advice here today.
Why do you want to change the tactics? Do you want to win?
Exactly. There you go. Thank you. And then let's see. We have Thomas Gilkey says, "Congrats on 100 subs." Yes, thank you,
Thomas.
Thank you. And for you, skull, drink, skull. And for you, Thomas, a little bit more advice.
Don't die stupidly. Not going to die.
Don't die stupidly. That's some good advice.
That's very good advice.
You're going to die smart.
Then we have a good buddy of mine here, Jeff at the Geek Blend. What's going on, man? It says, congratulations on 100 subscribers. Thank you, my dude. And for you, because I think you really appreciate this, we're going to give you the Berserker. There it is, my dude. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming through, dude. Now, that's awesome. The whole Omni thing was great. I loved what you guys did. That you had that T-shirt. I gave you guys made that old T-shirt. Remember the?
I know. I honestly wish I had more. Mine is starting to break down from just being washed and worn so much. But we're gonna have to make some new ones with Jordan in there too.
Can I be like off to the side, like trying to catch up with you guys? Like, but no, maybe we should do something like 1,000 subscribers. At 1,000, we release a T-shirt like that, like a retro Omni Lucid retro T-shirt or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Hell yeah!
Come up with something.
Yeah, something like that. But all right, so I guess we might as well just dive into this conversation. We're talking about our favorite board games. There's a lot of them. There are a lot of board games out there. A lot of games I played when I was a kid. We'll say the popular ones: Candyland, Monopoly, Battleship, Chutes and Ladders, all that stuff. We'll start with Ryan because I'm really intrigued to know what he played as a kid, what really shaped him as a board game designer and a connoisseur of games. So talk to me, bro. And you give me a minute, guys. We're going to bring up graphic to show you the game and everything. But go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. So I'll do a little stall here for you so you have time. But yeah, so I'll tell you guys my favorite one. But before that, so I played a lot of games. Like Jordan said, I played all of those as well. I remember like Crossfire was another really fun one. The original Fireball Island, which they just did the remake, and I was tempted to get it out of nostalgia's sake, but I decided not to quite yet. But Fireball Island was awesome. Stratego, however you say it. Actually, that's right there. Still got it. But yeah, so there's a lot of games I played. I played a lot of chess, played a lot of, obviously like checkers and Chinese checkers and all those things. But my favorite game, which I'm going to call it a favorite classic game. Obviously, there's a lot, but my favorite one, the one probably that I played the most, was Risk.
Yeah.
Maybe chess and Risk, but I'm going for my favorite. I'm going to go with Risk today. Obviously, it probably changes depending on my mood, but yeah, I remember playing Risk with my cousins when I was, I don't know how old, and I just loved that game so much. Plus, for whatever reason, I was really good at rolling sixes as a kid, and I would just destroy them most of the time. I'd go walking through with like one infantryman and take out entire like continents and stuff. They get so pissed at me. But yeah, no, I absolutely loved Risk. So
Risk was one of those games that I didn't play until I was older, believe it or not. I'd probably say I was more of like a normie when it came to games when I was younger, like I said, Candyland, or even like Uno as a card game.
Oh yeah,
I think I've only played it like once.
Risk?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like once or twice I've played it.
Oh, great.
That's
game.
it. That's it.
And then you graduate up from Risk into Axis and Allies, but that's a little bit. I'd still call that a classic. It's been out for a long time, but it's definitely, it's like, hey, Risk takes 2 to 3 hours, and then it's like, okay, Axis and Allies. Well, that takes about 10 hours. It takes for I
even remember having like super long Monopoly sessions back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Play a ton of Monopoly.
Yeah, like 8-hour, Monopoly sessions, which is pretty wild.
Table flip.
We have Script Doctor, a good friend of mine, Script Doctor. Congrats, Omni Lucid Media, on surpassing 100 subscribers. Thank you, Skull.
I was ahead of you. See, I knew it was coming.
Skull. Okay. And for you, my dude, we shall. You'll like this one, I think. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. Now, some of these clips might get repetitive because I haven't got enough clips yet. So, but if you guys want a clip, just say something in the chat, and I'll do what I can.
You know what? While you keep looking for images, I'll give you a quick little factoid about. So anybody that's watched Vikings knows that was Ivar the Boneless, and just like a quick little history lesson on it. Obviously, the records and all that from back in the Viking days, that it's all hard to say what was true and what was folklore and all that, which a lot of people argue if Ragnar actually existed. More than likely, he never did, but he was a mashup of a bunch of different people from back in the time. However, if you watch the Viking show, the only absolute for sure son of Ragnar, again, if Ragnar actually existed, was Ivar the Boneless. All the other ones that are in the show, Bjorn and Vitzek and I forgot the
other one was actually did exist too. His friend, or the one who follows him. What's his name?
Oh no, Floki. Yeah.
Is it Floki, or is no? As far as his brother goes, because I think Ivar
Well, so I'm not saying that none of them existed. So Ivar for sure existed. There's records of him, and there's records that there you go. There's records that Ivar did exist and that he was the son of Ragnar, or someone that had it again, because back then obviously it wasn't English, it was a mashup of different things. Awesome. Thank you.
Hail Wookiee supremacy.
Skull.
Hail Wookiee.
Yeah, Wookiee supremacy is awesome. Hail Wookiee supremacy. Cheers. Or skull to you, Wookiee supremacy.
But yeah,
that deserves a clip real quick. I don't mean to interrupt, but I think that deserves it. And because you're amazing, let's give him Berserker. Gotta give him the Berserker, man. That's thank you.
I'll add one more factoid on top of your factoid, Brian. Is that Ivar, I believe he died mysteriously in Ireland. It's not what happened. It's not what happens in the show, obviously.
No, the show. Yeah, for anybody, obviously it's a show that you shouldn't take. They have a lot. I've said this before in past videos that I did. They actually get a lot right. However, even the show creators will say that they were not going for accuracy, which I think is kind of funny. But they actually have a lot of historical accuracies in their show. The main thing that doesn't line up is the timeline, but again, that's because they have to speed things along to make it good. But yeah, Ivar was the only for sure son of Ragnar, and I can't remember what the name was. However, Bjorn was also again, this is all hard to say because it's historical and stuff gets messed up, but Bjorn, there are records of a Bjorn Ironsides. However, the history, as I remember it, is that he was not necessarily Ragnar's son, but he did claim to be Ragnar's son, and he did go on raids with Ivar the Boneless, and I believe Vitsek. But there's another I can't remember the other brother's name, but either way, Ivar the Boneless for sure actually was a real son of Ragnar.
I haven't seen all the show, but I know that dude he's wild, man.
Oh yeah,
he's freaking wild, that guy.
Anyway, on to games.
Risk,
back to Risk.
I'd say a lot of people have probably played this game. It was, like I said, it wasn't until my adult life. Like when I first started playing games, like I would say the biggest thing I first jumped into was probably Magic the Gathering. And that kind of gives you a good idea of how to read games, how to read cards, how to understand movements through words and things like that. But Risk, I loved it the few times that I played it. And I remember playing, it was a Star Wars version of Risk that I really, really enjoyed.
They've got Risk is, because it's a classic game and it's been around. It's kind of like Monopoly, where you can find, they have so many different like Risk style games. There's actually one that I have that I think we should all definitely play at some point, which isn't just a kind of a skinned game where you have like Star Wars Risk or Star Trek Risk or whatever it may be. But the one I have currently is Risk Godstorm, where you're actually playing with Greek gods of mythology, and they can come in and they actually destroy Atlantis. You can like sink Atlantis in the game. It's pretty cool. But
that's pretty cool.
That sounds awesome, dude. Like, what other kind of risks do they have? Like, I know there's like the Star Wars one, the one you were just talking about.
Oh, there's so many. I wouldn't even be able to tell you. There's so freaking many. It's like Monopoly, maybe not quite as big as Monopoly, because Monopoly has like everything. There's like Monopoly, like Deadpool Monopoly. There's Pokemon Monopoly. There's Star Wars, Star Trek. Anything big, there's a Monopoly for it. Risk isn't quite on that level. Yeah, there's Millennial Edition Monopoly. I thought that was kind of funny, which it almost makes me want to play it again. But for the most part, I don't ever want to play Monopoly anymore.
Risk is a tabletop blood sport.
Yes, it is. Yes, Wookiee supremacy. You are absolutely right. It is cutthroat, and you could potentially end friendships. I think, like I said, my cousins hated me when I was like an 8-year-old because I could roll sixes really well for some reason.
Yo, mad respect.
Mad respect. TV says if you don't have One already. Remind me to get you a copy of Risk Legacy. Perhaps someday we can have a Jakar Legacy, a worthy goal. Congrats. In the meantime, what should we give him? Which one? We got 4 clips we could choose from.
The best advice.
The best advice.
Yeah, best advice.
Okay.
Don't die stupidly. Not going to die.
Never die.
That's pretty fitting. For anybody that knows Mad Respect TV and all the things that have happened to him as far as accidents, he just doesn't die. It doesn't happen.
Well, thank you, brother. Yeah, he's a good friend. And if you guys want to go check out his channel, Mad Respect, feel free to throw your link up in the chat. Please go ahead, go check out Mad Respect TV. Hail Mad Respect. Thank you for being here.
We almost missed a Mad Respect skull.
Oh yes, a skull.
I do have to give myself a pat on the back. This vintage of mead is very tasty. This is the first bottle I've cracked open, Brian, since the one we tasted at yours.
It looks more orange than normal, like
more
warmer. Amber. Yeah, what'd you do?
Honey?
Well, yeah. So I've started. The new process is to make it sweeter, since everybody prefers the slightly sweeter version. As I throw an extra 2 pounds of honey on it after these, let's see, because I do primary and then,
secondary.
So in the secondary, I throw in another 2 pounds of honey to sweeten it up. And then there's the, I guess, third fermentation.
Does it, how, like the secondary, does that pop off pretty heavy? The fermentation, does that pop off pretty heavy on that secondary?
Not really. Not as much as you'd think.
Okay. You're right. Yeah. No, it typically, I was gonna say, it typically doesn't.
Yeah, no, because after that primer, I get rid of so much of the yeast that
let me make it, like, what kind of yeast are you using, if you don't mind me asking?
It's wine yeast.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the exact kind.
This is high attenuating. It'll yeah, right on. No, that the secondary is a good idea, I think.
Yep.
But anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to get into it.
Man, it's cool. It's fun to hear.
It's all about creation for everybody out there. We don't just make board games; we make our own alcohol.
Yeah, we make and grow everything we need.
Like the real Vikings, we grow our hair long, we grow our beards long, we make our own mead, and we drink.
Skull. That's how it's done. Keshi Queen is in the house. Darling, how are you? She says, hey, friends, or hi, friends. Love your shirt, Ryan.
Oh, my lumberjack here? Yeah. It's actually a tall size, which is impossible to find, but thank you. I was able to find a tall size shirt for once.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Do you have like many millennials? He actually owns an axe, and he knows how to use it.
Good call.
I actually have a bunch of axes.
Yeah, he probably is the best axe handler I know.
He handles those axes so well.
It's surprising, I would love that. That'd be fun to put up all the different types of axes and see, like, okay, what is this one for? What is this one for? Because everybody's like, an axe is an axe. Like, no.
Oh no.
No. There are different axes. I got a brand new axe that's just for splitting wood. Oh, it works so much better. And then I have my camping axe. Then I have my hatchet, and
I will say though, I have seen this guy split a piece of wood with a sock. All right, like this dude. Okay, I've seen Ryan split a log with a sock. Okay, so he can handle.
Yeah.
He can handle himself in a survival situation. I have no doubt in that. Show and tell. Guys, the show has gone off the rails. We apologize.
20 minutes in, that's all it took.
He's left. Well, while we're waiting for him real quick, Brian, tell me your experience. You said you played Risk twice, right? You've played Risk twice. Tell me those experiences if you remember them.
I don't. I remember, it's not enough playthroughs to where, I remember more hanging out with everybody to do the game, to be honest. So it's one of those games that, like, it just slipped through the cracks for me. There's no reason why I didn't play it. It just slipped through the cracks. I was bored. I've been playing board games like on and off for my entire life. It's just one of those times that I just wasn't playing it. I missed it. So yeah.
Kashik says, happy belated birthday to Ember, Brian.
Thank you. He's one. He's a terrorist and a kitten. But...
Yes.
Terrorist kitten.
Yeah, he's a terrorist kitten. He's not a person.
So I had to run off to get the.
Oh man.
Oh yes, show that off. That's cool.
Yes.
He could probably split a car in half with that. It's wood. All right, I'm just saying.
Maybe. I don't know. We got our custom axe there. I need to learn some blacksmithing. That's next on the list, so I can make it a real giant war axe here. But this thing is pretty fun, I have to say.
Don't get me wrong. Like it is. Yeah. Every time I'm in your basement, I look at that and I'm like, I really want to like swing that around, but I calm myself down and I choose not to because I respect you. So yeah. But no Risk. I guess it's kind of one of those that like I just never got to. I'm a simpleton, and back then Risk was one of those games you had to like sit down and learn.
Oh yeah.
But I think it paved the way for some great games after it. It set a precedence for what a board game could be. I think and then we had what was that? What was the old one? It was like the trivia one. It was like old. God, I can't remember. It was like
Trivial Pursuit.
That's it. Trivial Pursuit. Yes. That was one game I tried. I tried so desperately hard when I was a child to teach myself, and yeah. You guys ever play Trivial Pursuit?
Of course.
Yeah, a few times.
What do you think?
It's a good party game. It's definitely fun. When it's like I said, it's definitely more of a party game. It's not one that I would ever, me personally, it's not one that I would ever, sit down and say, hey guys, let's play Trivial Pursuit. But if somebody wanted to play it, and it was, again, more of just a party setting, then I would, get down on it. But
it's usually a game that gets forced upon you. You're like, okay, I guess.
Well, the thing is,
let's play.
Well, it's just because we're all more in the strategy side of things, where it's like, oh, I want a game with a story and a strategy and everything else to it. And Trivial Pursuit is just more of like all right, let's sit around and have drinks and let's this is some, I don't know. That's just not really my style of game.
Wookiee Supremacy says a true friend would let you swing an axe around in his basement.
He's more than welcome to swing it around as much as he wants, but he might end up hurting himself. I don't know.
As long as it's away from the board game collection,
yeah,
you could swing it wherever.
Yeah, over that way he can.
You heard it here, folks. He said I can. So you may never see me on this channel again. I don't know. All right, so you have one more, right? Now we're doing two board games, right?
We're doing three, but
Oh, okay.
We're still on our favorite classic game. So you and Brian still have to name your classic game. So for everyone watching, we're going to do our favorite classic game. We're going to do our favorite current game, and we will do our favorite all-time game.
Okay. All-time meaning like the best game forever and always.
Yeah.
At least for right now.
No, all time. This is it. This is the declarative moment.
Once we declare it, that's it. You can
go back.
Okay.
No going back.
Yeah,
No.
Well, all right.
Let's see. I think Brian, you go because there's so many. You go.
I mean, it's got, as far as a classic game, it's got to be chess. It's got to be chess. My mom taught me to play that game when I was like 6 years old, and she's like, "This is what the pawns do. Now take all the pawns off the board and just play with the core pieces and figure out what they do." And that was like my first lesson in chess. And I played that game for years. That were like there. That was like the only game I played, like for years of on and off. Like Corey and I, like I don't know how hundreds and hundreds of games I've played. Corey, I joined the club in grade school. I bought books on the game. I studied it, studied the openers, studied the finishers. Like there is no game that I've read more or researched more about than chess. I still suck. Corey can still beat me, but it's great. I love it. There's really no better. Well, I mean, it's chess. I mean, if I gotta talk you into why chess is good, you shouldn't be here. You should leave right now.
No, I agree. Wookie says I never said it wouldn't come with consequences. Well, yeah, there's that. Good call. Chess, yeah, that's a good one, man. I think people don't give chess enough credit. It's timeless. It's
It is. That's one that I mean, me and Brian, even anytime that we go camping, I have a smaller set, which is my camping set that I bring with us every single time we go camping, and we play at least one game every single time. It's small that easily fits in my pack, and me and Brian, every single time we play at least one game of chess. I mean, it's hard to beat. I mean, me and Mad Respect there, we've played, I don't know how many countless games. He pretty much has always beaten me because he was actually on the chess team and all of that. But it's kind of funny that I don't know if I knew that, Brian, that your mom taught you that. But yeah, that was the same for me. My mom taught me chess, not when I was that young, though. I think she taught me when I was like 10 or 11, maybe. But yeah, same thing though. My mom taught me chess. We sat there, we'd play games all the time. And I just absolutely love it. I love
It's probably one of my more expensive games that I own because I have a marble set. It's like solid marble.
I love that. Like, glass and marble sets are.
Oh man, like it's like $100 set, and it's so worth it.
I actually collect chess sets. That's like one of my things where I have the Mayan Aztec one. That's the one that I always bring for me and Brian to play on the camping trip. I have a Chinese set that's really awesome. It has like the imperial like king and stuff, and I think that one's made out of either some kind of stone or something. But yeah, it's just there's so many cool chess sets out there, and then you have the classic like Jordan has up here. But even it's like one of those that you can honestly play it by. I mean, even if me and Brian didn't bring one with us, we could probably make a chess set out of sticks and stones out in the woods and play a game. Which was always one of my things that I always wanted to do was like carve out my own chess set.
I would love that. Oh, I love like the wood sets as well, man.
Yeah, and funny. Some of the inspiration for the pieces with Jakar is like if you look back at some of the really old classic chess sets, where like they had like the old like medieval carved pieces. Like some of the art for Jakar originally was inspired by classic chess pieces and that original antique medieval carving feel. Like and so with our mutual love for chess, it was just like we need this feel in our game.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, hey, I've always wanted to carve out my own chess set, which I still haven't done. But the fact that I carved out the pieces for Jakar, it was kind of a start in that direction where I was like, yeah, this is like, I can do this now. Like I have the skill at this point in my life that I can finally carve out my own chess set should I choose to do that. But instead I decided, well, screw that. I'm going to carve out my own game.
Yeah. Which, is cooler.
Which is cooler.
Don't worry, Keshi. No. I'll teach you. That is one game that I do know how to play. I remember when I first learned how to play chess. This was many, many moons ago. I think it was like maybe 14, 15 years old when I learned how to play chess. I was meeting with a therapist, and one of the things he did was teach me chess. And I remember sitting down with him and learning how the pieces move. And I fell in love with chess, man. And I always I've always appreciated chess since that moment. Just the ability to have to think ahead. I've always been a person who's kind of lived in the moment, so it challenged you to use your brain to kind of live in the future. It's a tactical game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was a game used to like work on tactics, to teach tactics, right? To build tactics for armies and stuff. Correct?
Both Nefeltopol and chess. Later on, when the Vikings get into raiding the English, they were introduced to the game of chess. And so both games were used for strategic training. And the funny thing is the same thing is true for today with video games. The military uses video games all the time. So it's funny how games and real life have always had like a dynamic back and forth where you can train in one to help you with the other. Oh yeah,
that's they got the whole. Well, for one, so first off, Nefeltoffel has actually been around longer than chess.
yeah.
So, or Viking chess, if anybody's never heard of Nefeltoffel, also a great game, highly like strategic. It looks super simple, but it's
brutal.
It's so tactical. That's another one. I have a set of that where it's just got these awesome looking pieces. But no, yeah, like Brian said, like with the military, they like game theory. People, I feel like that's one of those, if people look up in like a college course and they're like, oh, game theory, yeah, I'm going to go make some games. That is not what that course, like people that are like get degrees in game theory, they go on to become like government aides, or not government aides, but government employees that come up with strategies and all this other, all these other things. There's, what was that movie? There was a, oh man, that's going to drive me insane now. There was a movie that the whole thing was based off of like this kid that comes up with, and he plays this game, and it's like becomes like this highly tactical thing with the government and all that. I know they reference it in Ready Player One.
Oh God,
but
it's on the tip of my tongue. I know what you're talking about.
Think about it. Matter Respect TV says, wait until you get into metalworking, Ryan, then forge your own chest pieces.
I'll just get one freaking long ass piece of rebar and just heat that bastard up and just ting 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 and just
How great will it be like when we're retired and we actually have time to learn new things? Wouldn't that be great?
Man, I'm learning new things all the time, especially making our own game. Holy crap, I feel like I'm learning something new every week.
To the point where you're like, do I gotta learn something else now? And you just like just crying.
It's gotta make you wonder. It's gotta make you wonder, like when these games were being like thought of like chess, what the process was making those games up. How do you think they came about making these old games like this?
You know what? That's something I do not know the history of that at all. That's a great question. I should look up and read a book about that, which I haven't watched that show.
Chess took a long time.
Oh God, I would think so, but maybe not. Because honestly, if you think back historically, people didn't have as many distractions. They were just sitting around all fucking day with nothing to do, and it's like, what are we gonna do? Well, I shouldn't say nothing to do. Of course, they were, farming and hunting and trying to just stay alive day by day. But it's like all day you just had to come up with things. So you'd think they probably had time to actually make up games and all that. So
hey, Gilkey.
He says
that's a cool set.
He says
that is a cool set. I bet that looks awesome.
Chess is so much fun. I love it. I have the Game of Thrones chess set. That's awesome, dude. And then he says, Ords, I'll play you in chess when I visit. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Bring it on, man. You'll probably wipe the floor with me. I played with a. He was asked to join the Masters chess. They have the chess masters, right? It's like a group of people who are like known for being just the best at chess. Well,
some Bobby Fischer types.
Yeah. So this guy would tell me the story about how he would go into a chess tournament and he had his clock running. He'd go outside and smoke a cigarette, and think about his move, right? And he'd finish his cigarette, he'd go back in, make his move, or he would punch the clock, and then he would go have a cigarette, I think in between while his opponent was thinking of their move. So then he'd go smoke a cigarette and come back and sit down, take his turn. I've seen the way this guy plays. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play chess like this. It's insane. I don't think I've ever got past 4 moves with a guy. It's like that's the most I had.
Some of those games can be, it's really about the whole thinking ahead and how many moves ahead can you see. I'll actually reference, because Mad Respect is here. It's funny because the last game that we played, which was also on a camping trip, and obviously my skills have just gotten better and better over the years because I've continued to play, and it had been a while since I had played him, and I had him. I freaking had him. I was like, yes, I'm finally going to beat him. And he pulled out some move, and if he's still watching, you can tell me what the name of that move was. He even told me before he did it, because I was taking pieces out. I was doing good. I was sacrificing the right ones and getting in position. And he even said before he did, he's like, ooh, he's like, I can do something. He's like, it's going to piss you off if I do it. But he's like, yeah, but so I think he even asked me if I would allow it or something. And of course I was feeling cocky because I was actually doing really well. And I was like, yeah, do whatever you're going to do. And he did this move. I can't remember what it was called. And he ended up wiping the floor with me because it was like one of those moves where you get to switch out pieces or
castle.
No, it wasn't castle.
No?
I know castle.
Oh.
This was something different, and it was something I had never heard of. I had never seen, nothing. And he knew it because, again, he was on the chess team. Yeah, see, I don't even know what the hell that means, but apparently that's the name. Yeah, he did that move, and he ended up beating me, and I was like, God damn it! I had him. I freaking had him. He pulled out this move.
Thomas Gilkey asks, "Is there any games that are like chess that you like?" Can I be the first to answer this? Drakkar.
Yep.
There it is, Drakkar.
Yep.
That is by far, like, if it's like, here's chess, and chess only wins because it's legendary and timeless, but equally to that is Drakkar. I love the game that's being developed here at Omni Lucid. Ryan will attest to that, and because I force him to play it, and he designs the damn game. But yeah,
force is a strong word. I mean, I always enjoy playing.
Yeah, but then when you're like,
you do take it to a new level. You take it to another level. That is true.
You're like, dude, it's 2:30 in the morning. We've had 15 games. We have to put it down.
I can only kick your ass so many times in a day. Come on.
Exactly. But no, Drakkar, honestly, that's my answer. So what do you guys think?
I mean, in all honesty, same thing. I love chess. I love Nefertafel, which is also very chess-like. But yeah, I mean, I another one of those where, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, pandering or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I love Drakkar. I know it's our game and we came up with it. So obviously I already has a special place in my heart for it. But yeah, I love the game that we're coming up with. I love the moves, the strategy to it. It just takes chess and Nefertafel to a new level. So yeah.
Yeah.
I like to call it extreme chess. Like when we're playing, that's what I call Drakkar, is extreme chess. It's brilliant the way the pieces move. It's fluid. And these guys have tested it through and through and through, and they're still testing it. They'll never be done testing it, even when the game's out. It's just a never-ending test of tests. But it's been a heck of a lot of fun. Brian, any other games like chess like?
My mind went right to Nefertafel just as something that is actually more brutal in some ways than regular chess. It's also more limiting in some ways, but like that's not an insult. That like plays to its strength for the kind of game it is. So it's less having to memorize what the pieces do and more just straight up strategy. So that's like the closest thing that I've played aside from like what you might find in video games. But yeah, and again, just to pat my own back here, but like that's why we were designing Drakkar, because it's like, what other games play in that essence? Like it's not copying chess, but it's like playing. It's like the next step in the lineage of that kind of game. Like how many other games are like that? I haven't really played very many other games like it, like
right.
The vein that chess created. It's sort of like everyone just stopped at chess and they're like, oh, that's good enough.
Because it's a perfect game.
It is, but it provides a system that like I think you could do a lot with. Anybody who plays strategy games know that all the strategies that you are utilizing in your strategy games, like you can play out and have their origins in chess. So there's a lot that you can do with it. So
Yeah, absolutely, man. So Thomas Kilkey asks another question. He says, speaking of Drakkar, when is it coming out, or is there a way to help out the funding for it? All that you have said about it looks incredible. It is incredible, but you guys want to answer that?
Brian, you can go ahead. Jordan, Jordan, while he's doing that, you want to find like a picture of Nefertafel so people know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, if I can spell it, sure.
Hneftafl.
Falafel. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a special Viking pastry. It tastes fantastic. You use the blood of thine enemies.
If you just type in Viking chess, it'll probably pop up.
Okay, all right, let's do that. Let's do
so
it.
Brian, you go ahead for Thomas's question.
We're looking at like anywhere from like, what is it, maybe second quarter next year release.
I mean, we would love to do Q1,
May to July?
but probably Q2.
Okay,
to be to
be fair, so mid to late summer is our projected time, and so like I feel like if we're on track as far as that goes for getting something and at least if we push it, we could do early summer even. So it just depends on how things go. It is.
Yep, that's actually the exact set that I have.
It's brutal, obviously, as you can see. It's brutal.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful too. And you're surrounded and you have to defend yourself.
Well, it depends on what team you are. You're either surrounded or you're doing the surrounding.
Well, it's well, that tells you what position I find fun. So
yeah.
No, but it's funny thing. This was between this and solo chess was the inspiration for how I was able to figure out solo mode for Drakkar, because Drakkar was like, for 2 years we've been working on how to figure out how to play this game solo, and I kept thinking to myself, okay, it's got to be a simple thing, got to be simple. And I was thinking, okay, they have solo chess, how does that play? And they have Nefertafel, which like you can play solo online, but like the essence of it's the same. As long as you know how the pieces move, you can get away with playing it on your own. So that was kind of like the both inspiration of like, so solo mode plays like single player Nefertafel. You're surrounded on all sides. The AI is what's surrounding you, and you play as two chieftains, and you're just fighting guys as they come at you from all sides. So great game though.
Yeah, like I say, this the set here is beautiful. Was this a big inspiration in crafting the pieces for Drakkar?
I don't know about crafting the pieces.
Like the design of the way because you crafted them by hand. You carved those original pieces for Drakkar by hand. Mm-hmm. Did this have that? Was this the inspiration for it?
I mean, Nefertafel. It was the game. Yes, not necessarily the pieces that we're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, like I didn't look at these pieces and say, oh, that's what I want these to look like. It was just a matter of, like I said, it was going back to that whole like kind of childhood dream of I'm going to, carve my own set one day. It was more of that for like the design of the pieces. I knew what I wanted them to look like. But as far as, yes, I was definitely playing a lot of Nefertafel when I came up with some of the tactics and strategy of Drakkar. So in that regard, yes, but yeah, it wasn't like, oh, hey, they got swords and shields, I'm gonna, put a sword and shield on my even though they do have a sword and shield, but yeah, it didn't come from these pieces.
Right. No, but like I said, it's a beautiful set. You guys will have to teach me this game sometime. Another question from Thomas says, what inspired you to come up with a logo for Omni Lucid? Brian, take it away.
Oh yeah, that's all.
I was just okay. So it's the with the Ouroboros is the snake or the asp eating its tail, and
it's a circle.
Yeah, it's a circle. And the funny thing about the Ouroboros is that like the symbolism behind it goes far and wide and deep, right? Like, and so you can talk about the symbolism for a long time. And so with the Ouroboros, and it just felt right. There's no easy or quick explanation, but like it just symbolized what we wanted to symbolize, and then going along with the name too, it just seemed to fit well and was really cool. So, but I love the Ouroboros symbolism, and everything that comes along with it. So, yeah. But also to finish the answer to the other question was, we are going to be launching on Kickstarter. So when that happens, we're going to build up to that. So we're not going to surprise anybody with it.
Sevron says, used to gamble comics with chess against my uncle in the 90s, and he was my second he was my second edition dungeon master, so he didn't go easy. Nice. Hopefully you got some good comics there. Looking forward to Jakar. We are too. Yeah, we get to play it, but we're looking forward to the launch. We're looking forward to getting this game in your guys' hands. Because we want to hear about it. Now, we do have other ways to play the game right now. If you want to play it, you can play test. You guys can get a hold of us through the social medias. I'll throw some links up here while these guys are chatting. But yeah, so if you guys want to try the game out, we have that option currently, and we can fill you in on how to do that later. But Mad Respect TV, question for the panel: one game people have always recommended to you, but you just can't get around to playing. Just got to know. For me, real quick answer, most of the Munchkin games. Like they just put out a turtle. They put out a Turtles one that I want to play. So yeah,
Matt and I played that a lot.
Munchkin's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So then they have different versions. Like I used to play Shea Geek, which is cool because you get like the Pop Brownie card, and then you'd get the Slack points, and yeah, that was always a lot of fun. So pretty much all the Munchkin games I'm a big fan of. But yeah, real quick, Runner in the chat. What's up, Runner? How you doing, man? It says congrats on 100 subs and congrats Ords to 1K. Thank you. But skull to that. Skull and
I gotta pour myself some more mead. And
exactly, and because you gave us a congratulations on 100 subscribers, because that's why we're here to celebrate 100 subscribers. I'm gonna give you something good. Make sure you pay attention, okay, man? Because you might use this someday in your life.
Why do you want to change the tactics? Do you want to win, brother?
We always want to win. So thank you, Runner, man. I appreciate you being here.
And it looks like he's all ready for Cyberpunk when that comes out. So. We don't need to get into that. I just, looking at the picture, we have to mention it. That it's almost. We may talk about Cyberpunk.
We should.
Thank you for the congratulations. And congratulations gets you a clip. But Fat Steven's called Beat Up Rian Johnson. What's up, brother? Good friend of mine. Turtle Club. Yeah, definitely Turtle Club. Yeah, see, look, Runner's excited for Cyberpunk. He's definitely
been waiting for it for years. But no, I gotta stop putting this stuff in my head, because I'm gonna dive into it, and that's not what we're here for. We are here to celebrate. We can talk about Cyberpunk, and once it comes out and we all lose our lives to it.
Absolutely. Okay, so now all time for you, I think, Ryan, is where we're at right now. All time.
Do we want to do all time first, or we want to do current favorites?
Well, let's see. We talked to Risk.
Actually, hang on. Did you say your favorite classic? You said
I didn't say. Oh, you're right. I didn't
say your favorite.
My favorite classic, and I know some of you guys in the chat are probably gonna laugh at me. Okay, but this was a game that I was able to play when I was young. It made sense to me. Connect 4.
Connect 4 is a good game.
Connect 4. We played it a lot in elementary school. I remember. It was just one of those things that you busted me. Like, how did I not see that? And like, Ryan, whenever you're like, hey man, if you would have just made this move here, like you could have essentially took out all my guys. And I'm like, no, like I like that. It helps me learn. It teaches me some things. And I just always like Connect 4, man. And then who doesn't love the chaos when you just slide the thing and they all come falling down, man? That's a good way. That's the sound of victory right there. You know what I mean?
It's a good game, man.
Yeah.
I played a lot Yep. I think we should have all time as the laugh.
That's what I was thinking. All time to end it and let.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm not gonna go and bring a thing over Connect 4. Everybody knows what it looks like. It's a grid of yellow and with and that's the other thing. It's super simplistic, easy to set up. And if you ran out of checkers pieces, you could steal some from the Connect 4.
Oreo cookies.
Yeah, or that too. Yeah. All right. So like modern time game, right? Modern game.
Yeah, like current favorite, something you've played recently, I guess.
Let's start with you, Ryan. We'll go with that.
Well, as anybody that watches the channel probably sees that I play a lot of new modern games. But yeah, currently, I think Alter Quest, which we just did. Well, actually, we just had Odin's Ravens come out, which is another great game. But currently, Alter Quest is the main, and I'm giving it my current favorite title for the fact that right now it is the game that I am thinking about all the time, where I'm constantly thinking, okay, when can I get it back to the table? I can't wait to get it back to the table. Oh, I want to try out this strategy. I'm constantly looking in the Blacklist forums and watching everybody else's playthrough. Like I'm just addicted to it right now. So that's why it's going to get my current favorite, which is Alter Quest by Blacklist Games. Like I said, I did a playthrough on it. I would honestly do any more or number of other playthroughs for it that anybody wants to see, because I just love it that much. I actually have it literally sitting in front of me right now. You guys can see, the cards are right here, because I am going to. I was going to play it before we started, and then we kind of ran out of time. But once we're done with this, I'm going to play another playthrough of it. But yeah, no, I love the game. It's a dungeon crawler. It's got a bunch of cool little minis, cards. It's super replayable. It's a super fast to set up dungeon crawler. I love everything about it.
Does it have a quick setup?
Oh,
that was the one thing that I was worried about as far as just upkeep. Upkeep, it seems like medium level, but setup time, you're not finding that takes a long time?
No, because it's mostly the decks, and I will show everyone. So the thing that
I'll tell you this, it wasn't a quick edit. I'll tell you that. No.
Well, yeah, it was a long stream.
But the game looks phenomenal.
The thing with it is, and I did the same thing. So this is one of the things with a lot of the Blacklist games. You have to get a token organizer. So I will show you guys. So here you go. Oh, there's a lot of glare. But so you just get one of these little cases. It's either you can find them under a bunch of different things. They're either for like a tackle box, or for just organizers of whatever, you can get them for screws. You can get them for just like craft organizers. So I got one of these, which just sped it up even more. You guys can see right there how I have all like the damage, the different tokens, the armor, the supply, the quest, just everything. It's all in there. So now, which this doesn't fit in the box, which some people, might say something, but it's so much faster to I set this on top of the box. I got the Street Masters one sitting up here. Same thing. It's literally got the dice, got the tokens in there. It's all ready to go. And I literally just set it on top of the box on my shelf. So when I want to play, I pull that out. It's super quick. It's so much easier. They're all organized all the time. When I'm playing the game, I just open the lid. I don't have to spread them out and get all the baggies and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. So yeah, no, it's really quick to set up, especially considering other dungeon crawlers, because the board is static. That you don't have to mess around with all the freaking tiles and set up little piles everywhere. And a lot of people were worried that it was going to make it to where it wasn't, that it was boring because it was the same setup all the time. But you can literally go in different directions every time, and it's the quests and the things you're doing. So even if you're going into the same rooms, it still changes it. And that's the thing too, even on the board,
the rooms change.
The rooms change. Not only do the rooms change, but you can only go in to so many rooms per playthrough. So you don't even go into all the rooms every time. So if you just go into different rooms each time you play, that changes the board up as well. I love it. It's
man. I when I was editing it, the game just looks so much fun. I love the colors. The artwork is fun. I like the miniatures that come with the game. It's just it looks like a fun dungeon crawler, and it's another one of those that like I haven't played a lot of when it comes to games. But
yeah, I actually can't wait for you to come out here the next time so we can sit down and play this, because I think you're really gonna love it. And yeah, I'm actually really excited for you to get out here, well, either of you to get out here so we can play this together, because right now I'm just playing it solo. And yeah, I'm just like, I can't wait to get you guys in on this.
We'll have to do an
epic quest.
Yeah, we'll have to do a night of it.
Oh yeah, just run through it. Which I will say before we move on, and sorry, I know we're already at like an hour, so we're gonna want to maybe kick this up a little quicker. But I do want to say that for anybody that's watching, I do plan to do my top games of 2020. I know a lot of content creators and reviewers are doing that right now as well. I'm definitely going to do it, and you can be guaranteed that Alter Quest will be included, but there's a lot of 2020 games that I want to talk about, so I'll maybe talk about it even more there. But from that, I'll let you guys go into your current top favorites. But before that, Skull.
Absolutely. I'm looking sus. Am I now? Okay. Thanks, Thomas.
What did that say?
He says I'm sus now. Yeah. Suggestion for shortly after Drakkar launch, streamed online tournament, perhaps.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
I think I said it in one of our previous streams, but my like dream, like who knows if it'll come true. I hope it does, but my dream would be that instead of chess club, there are one-day Drakkar clubs in high schools.
Ooh, that would be cool. That would be good.
It would just be awesome. But yeah, definitely, I think we'll have to have some tournaments and whatnot.
Real quick, Thomas says, have a good stream. Omni Lucid Media, congrats on 100, onward to 1,000. Absolutely. Thank you. And because of that,
thanks, Thomas.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. You know what? I'll hit him with the berserker. Onward through the crowd, we shall persevere. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate you. All right, Brian. Modern. What are you into?
Okay,
tell the lovely people they want to know.
Well, I'm gonna cheat a little. Okay, so right now I'm playing the 7th Continent. So I'm thinking.
Now, hold on a sec. You're gonna cheat? Do you do this often in these games that you play, bro? Because
no. I'm just telling you what I'm playing right now.
All right. I'm just gonna say, because did you cheat against me? Because I haven't beat you yet either.
I don't need to cheat against you.
Oh, okay. All right, go on.
Yeah, didn't he pull out a sneaky victory on you with the champion mid-card playthrough?
I don't want to talk about it. Come on. Let's go.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that playthrough, because I'm
just like you and Ashley, you guys and Ashley totally, like, I was getting ready to deliver the final blow in Betrayal. The claws are coming down, right? The werewolf claws are coming down. Boom. She shoots me with the gun. I'm dead. What up, man? Thanks, guys. Anyway,
so I'm playing the 7th Continent right now, and it's a great game. And they did their Kickstarter this year for the 7th Citadel, and fantastic game, awesome survival game. So I'm thinking about that a lot right now. But if I had to pick, it would be Hellboy.
Yeah.
Because now people bashed it for being a little too simplistic as far as a dungeon crawler goes, but I think the mechanics of the game are there's still a lot going on that you have to keep track of, but the mechanics are crisp and easy to understand, and every game, and I've played every quest for the base game and a couple of the quests for the expansions, and I've played it, and I've played them like twice over. And some of these quests I've played 3 times. So I've played this game more than any of the other dungeon crawlers I have, and it's just like, it just feels like you're reading an episode of the comics. And there's just times when like you barely escape with your life at the very end, and you got these epic Hellboy moments where he just like punches a monster through a wall, like it's
that sounds awesome.
Fun. It's just so much fun. and I love it. It makes you feel like you're reading an episode, and at the same time you're playing the board game, and it plays out differently every time, even if you play the same quest over and over again. So I love it.
Yeah, Hellboy. Yeah, I haven't played that one with you guys, so maybe we put that on the list next time around. I'd love to.
Yeah, that's one, and it's funny too because Brian has. I think did I get that for you for Christmas last year or your birthday?
Yeah.
Something last year. I got it for Brian because he played my copy. He absolutely loved it. Brian's the one that really turned me on to Hellboy. Which before that I had only seen the movies, and I love them. I love the Hellboy movies, but Brian turned me on to the actual Hellboy comics, so I started reading those, and then at Gen Con I sat down and I did a playthrough of it, and I absolutely loved it, and I picked it up and I got the big Kickstarter edition as I was doing my nice little show and tell here. But I picked up that, and it has so much content. It kind of sucked that I missed out on the Kickstarter, because now I still have everything now. I just had to do a little more searching and finding on eBay, and probably paid quite a bit extra than what I would have if I would have been on Kickstarter. But it is such a fun game, and I think Brian has actually played more of it than I have, even though I have the entire collection, just because you really deep dive and did a deep dive, which my biggest issue was I never had a table, and now that I do have a dedicated gaming table, other games have been coming out and I haven't gotten it back out here, but I really need to, because there are so many extra expansions. And Brian is definitely right that when I played like the first mission, and I don't know how many missions total I've played. I haven't finished the entire course set. I know that, but every single one I've played, like as I'm playing through it, I remember that story from the comic book, and I'm like, ooh, I know what's supposed to happen, and then it does, and then it does happen, but because it's a board game, it's happening in slightly different order. But it's still like, it's so much fun because it feels like, hey, now instead of me just reading this story, I'm actually like getting to live it. Like I'm playing it, like I'm doing the fight. It's not just me reading how it goes. Like it's different because it's like, oh, in the book, like Hellboy just clobbered this guy. In me playing it, this thing has taken me to the town and it's taken me a minute to win. But yeah, it is such a fun game. It's a bunch of cool miniatures. It's a lot of fun. I definitely give it to you for that one.
Yeah, you guys we'll have to play that next time I'm around. It does sound like fun. I've always appreciated Hellboy comics and stuff. So if you're saying it actually feels like being in a comic, I'm totally there. I would have to say, honestly, like out of all the games that we've played, I think the most fun that I've had is probably playing Betrayal on House on the Hill.
It's a good choice.
It's like a movie. It plays out like a movie. It plays out like your favorite horror movie, or it plays out like your favorite suspense storyline, or almost something out of like Alfred Hitchcock. You know what I mean? Like something strange. There's magic happening. There's weird hauntings happening, and I do like the tile building. Another game that I really enjoyed was Zombies, another tile building game where everybody against everybody trying to make their way to the helipad. But I would have to say Betrayal, man. Like that moment where I'm like, I'm gonna finally win a game. I'm gonna finally win. And then it just taken away from you like that quick. Even though I lost, I loved it so much, because that's where these board games should take you. Is that excitement that like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna win, or oh man, I'm gonna lose, oh my gosh, I'm coming back, I'm winning. It's
I love that those moments when like it's gonna hurt and you're like, no, and you gotta turn the card anyway, or you roll the dice.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So honestly, I'd have to say Betrayal on House on the Hill. Not to mention they've got the Scooby-Doo adaptation, which I have purchased and played with the kids on Halloween.
What did they think?
And they loved it, man. They thought it was great. They want to play more of it, So.
It's so easy to pick up too. It's like if you can read,
it's surprisingly easy to pick up.
Like all you got to do is read.
The Scooby-Doo version is actually even easier to pick up. It's awesome. I really, it is more kid-like. I will say that. but it's a great, I will say this for anybody that's watching, or any of our fans that have kids, if you're trying to, if you want to like have a game, or like what's the word I'm more a gateway game to getting your kids into playing board games with you, like the Scooby-Doo version of Betrayal is amazing, because it's lighthearted, but it does have enough of the semi more complicated mechanics that you can maybe help get them into that frame of mind to think that way.
Right.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo version is a great. I think they really did a good job of making it that way. And then for the once you get a little bit older and more of the adults, you can jump into the actual Betrayal, which is slightly more complicated and has a little bit more complicated storyline, but it's great for adults.
I love it.
Yeah.
I just the way it all built up, and then it was like you guys are like, all right, now if you guys haven't caught it, you guys can actually go back and see that. We have that on the channel. We released that on Halloween, that playthrough of ours, so you can see Ords die very quickly, even though he is like rampaging through the house, like just murdering everybody with his little werewolf pet, and then Ashley finds the silver bullet, and the rest is history. But
like I said, Ashley always wins.
Yeah.
It's like the motto.
Hold on, the vegan animal lover killed the dog.
That's true.
She technically killed Jordan. She never killed the dog.
Oh, that's right.
If she had to kill the dog, we probably would have lost, because if it came down to killing Jordan or the dog, she was perfectly fine with taking Jordan out. But the dog, she probably would have said, "Nope, take me."
I don't know if I can do that.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? This is so did Kashik Queen, did she play the Scooby-Doo with you? She's in the comments. What does she think of it?
No, I don't think she actually did play. No, she was busy doing some other stuff, I think. But
okay.
Yeah, that was just me and the kids. So but yeah, Betrayal, that's probably my favorite modern game. So
nice.
Yeah. So we're moving on to.
Do we have any other comments? What's going on?
No. We just had one pop up. It says the Severon says Cartoon Network Flux is a game I play with my nephew. I'll look for the Scooby-Doo game. Yes, that's Scooby-Doo Scooby-Doo Betrayal, I believe is you just search that or call your local game shop.
And it's one of those games that like it doesn't matter if you lose, because it's still a fun experience.
Yeah, pay attention to this, because here, put that back up on the screen, because when I went looking for it, there are actually other Scooby-Doo games that are very similar looking to this box, but make sure it's Betrayal at Mystery Mansion and not Mystery Mansion whatever, just Betrayal at Mystery Mansion. It is a phenomenal game. Go on, Brian. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, it's cool. No, it's just you have a good game where it doesn't matter if you lose, and you're okay with it. You're okay with the fact that you lost, and you want to play again because you just remember the experience. I feel like if you can accomplish that in a game, it doesn't matter what it is, you have a successful game.
Yeah, you know what, and that's actually a great comment. And you know what, I feel bad because I've honestly forgotten to give them a plug this entire time. So for that, Matt, I am sorry that it's taken me this long. But if you listen to the oh shoot, now I'm gonna forget the name of the podcast. I did a podcast with some of our friends that
Pearson.
Yeah.
What's the name of his podcast?
Shoot.
Absolutely, Severon. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, man.
We played
something files.
Yes, the Game Files podcast.
Game Files.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the Game Files podcast, you guys should definitely check that out. It is just a podcast. It's not on YouTube, but they are on most of the podcasting places. I know they started out on, I think it's called like Podbean, but they are on like iTunes and stuff like that now. But there was an episode that I was on there with them, and it was after we had a game night. And that was the thing too. Matt talks about how it was just like we lost, and he still just had a great time because of how the game played out. Because of what happened, we all like suspected who was going to become the betrayer, and sure enough, they did, and they had like all the best weapons, and we were just like, "Oh crap! Like we're definitely going to die." But yeah, it was one of those where we all had a great time. even though the majority of the group lost and only one person won. But yeah, we all still loved it. It was a great game. We all still had a lot of fun. Nobody was like, "Oh, I'm never playing this again because I lost." Like, it was just a very thematic, awesome game.
Right on, man. Yeah, Betrayal is just it's another one of those perfect games, I think. All right, so now game of all time, right? All time, like your best game. Tell me the parameters. Tell me the rules of this round.
I don't know. Brian put an awful lot of.
Oh, hey, real quick. Or not Prost. That's German. Skull.
Skull.
Mm.
All right, all time favorite game. Why were you gonna choose? What were you gonna pick for your? Did I steal your help? Did I steal it with Hellboy?
No. Me? No, I've never played Hellboy. You go, Ryan.
I'm saying Ryan. No. Were you gonna pick Hellboy and I stole it?
No. It is a good one.
I think I know what you're gonna pick.
Yeah, probably. But I'm gonna go last this time. How about I go last? I always go first. You guys give me your all times.
All right, Brian, you go.
Oh yeah, Jordan, did you give
you go, Jordan?
You're slacking on the images here for what we've been talking about.
We haven't been. Oh, I don't need to put up I don't need to put. They know.
Betrayal, Hellboy. I mean, you guys can see the side of Hellboy over here, but then you got the box full of evil that goes along with it. That's the stretch goals, and then we got the Wild Hunt expansion.
I want to borrow that.
The Wild Hunt, again, that's what I really need to play through these. I have so much content here. I haven't even touched either of these. I haven't even gotten through all the because I have the Kickstarter version, so it already has like probably 3/4 more than what your version has.
And it's all lonely.
And I've barely touched it. Oh, I told you. Now I got Alter Quest here, and it's just like, oh, all right, I got to get some more dungeon crawling happening.
You're at work, and it's at home alone all day, being like, no one will play with me.
It is. Yep, it is. It is. But I really want to get the Wild Hunt going because just obviously I've looked at all the expansion stuff that's in both of those, and the Wild Hunt looks super cool.
I'm currently halfway through the graphic novel, the omnibus for the whole thing.
There we go.
It's a solid fucking story.
That's
a solid story.
That's the version that Brian has there. That's the and something we didn't even mention. So all the artwork is actually done by Mike Magnola. Magnola. So all the artwork is done by the original Hellboy artist, so it's all super it's all amazing stuff. But yeah, there's
who puts that game out?
The Wild Hunt. It is Mantic, I believe. Mantic Games.
And you guys see, it's got the Dark Horse seal of approval down there in the corner. That's right. That means it's definitely the comic artist that did the work on that. So
yeah, it even comes with a couple prints.
Nice.
For the comic, like some original prints, they come with it. But yeah, so like there you go, Brian. There's the hang on. Wild Hunt.
You're just gonna rub it in his face, huh?
I want it.
There you go. You got some
give me it.
Some
they just came out with yeah. They have they have Hellboy in Mexico expansion out now.
That's actually included in the box full of evil.
Nice.
Or you can buy it. Yeah. So if you go to Mantic Games website, you can do. Oh, Jordan's giving me the big screen there. So there is the Wild Hunt.
Oh, I always love Hellboy artwork, man.
And cool thing is you get the new Hellboy sculpt there. This was actually featured in the newest Hellboy movie with what's his name, Jordan, from Stranger Things, David Harbour.
Yes.
So the David Harbour Hellboy movie involves him using that big badass sword. Let's see if I can grab this out of here easily, because you know what, this is an unscripted live stream. We're just
nerding out about Hellboy.
We're just nerding out and having fun. Okay, so here you can see the back where it has the Hellboy in Mexico. It's got some of the bonus, the Darkness Calls expansion.
That's awesome, man. I
And
love
again,
pictures.
the Hellboy in Mexico. So you got the other Hellboy sculpt and him in his luchador costume. And I just realized I have this box lid on backwards, which drives me insane. So one moment, everybody, I have to adjust this so it doesn't drive me nuts.
Everybody stare at Ryan now. Everybody stare at Ryan while he does that.
Watch him do it.
There we go. Oh.
All right.
So yeah, no, anybody that loves the Hellboy comics, if you want a Hellboy game, that is the game for you. So awesome. But anyway, sorry, that's going on. We're going off on a tangent here.
I can't wait to play it, man. I'm very, very excited for it. But yeah, we got to keep this moving because we're getting so excited about all these things that I love show and tell. By the way, anytime you want to show something off,
I mean, you guys can see I got stuff here and here. I got Betrayal somewhere down here. I just switch.
Yeah, I can bring it up here, I guess, if you really want me to.
Here, hang on. I got it.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow. So there is Betrayal at House on the Hill.
I love it. It's phenomenal. It's such a great game. I don't even know what I'm going to pick for my all-time yet because that game's so good.
Okay. All right. Well, Brian, I guess that means you're up.
All right. So, all-time favorite.
All-time favorite.
Clearly, it's Jakar.
No, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Jesus. No, I'm going to have to go with Mage Knight.
Mage Knight.
Mage Knight. Now, I've only been playing the game I haven't had it for less than a year, just under a year now. I have about 40 hours into the game. I've barely scratched the surface of it. It is an amazing game. The rulebook is absolutely horrific. But aside from that, if you can there are plenty of videos out on how to play this game enough to where you really only need the rulebook for reference. It is a thick game. It is heavy. It is a brain burner. It could take you 5 hours to complete one sitting of it. If you add players to it, it's going to take even longer. But there are fewer games that I've played where you start off afraid, exploring this unknown land, and you're a mage knight, and you start in the wilderness. And from that, you work your way up, and you go from being afraid to fight, a goblin, to at the very end, you're laying waste against city with dragons, and you're just by yourself. And it's when you can hire mercenaries to work for you and everything, but it's a total power trip. And by the end, you're just laying out these spells and these attacks, and you're comboing stuff with the skills that you have. And if you do it right, you feel like you're connecting these combos in such a way, and you just wipe them out. But it's also very challenging. So there is a lot to this game, and I plan on playing it for years and years and years to come. So it's by WizKids. The production quality could be better, but the gameplay and the theme and even the artwork in the game is just top notch. So I can't say enough about this game. And since it came out, I don't know how old this game is. Older, but it's been in the top 50 ever since it came out. People have played this game a lot. So yeah, Mage Knight.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man. I've never played it, but
2011.
2011. So it's been on the top for a long time, and it deserves it because it is you're not going to play a game like Mage Knight.
Yeah, no, this looks like a fun game, man. Just the box itself makes it look like I want to, go slay demons and be a badass.
Oh yeah, and you do.
Severon says last table game I played with friends was the DC deck builder game and a Naruto Shibuken. I don't know how to pronounce that deck. Shippuden. Shippuden. Okay, Shippuden. Deck builder game.
Jordan apparently doesn't watch anime. Everybody.
Oh my god!
The anime. Look, my anime is like old, like Pat Labor anime, like way back in the day.
You need to watch Vinland Saga for our good old fashioned Viking stuff. Great anime, not that well known, but an absolute amazing anime. Anyway,
I'll check it out. But and then he also says that Hellboy game looks and sounds awesome. It does look awesome. No doubt there. Neoprene play Matt. Yeah. From what I heard, it needs the expansion content to keep it fresh. But everyone with the Kickstarter edition, with all the extras, says it's absolutely fantastic. I will have to try it soon too. Yes. I mean,
is he talking? I didn't see when that comment come in. Is he talking about Hellboy?
I'm assuming he's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mage Knight. Yeah, this game looks great, man. This game looks great. All right, Ryan. All time.
No, wait, Ryan's going last, right?
Yeah, I'm going last. Also, for anyone that's watching that enjoys seeing Ashley in the playthroughs with me, give a shout out and let her know, because she's popped down here a couple times. If you saw me kind of randomly, like ghost mimicking into the ether. If you guys, ask, maybe she'll come back down here and give us her top 3 real quick. Obviously, we won't go into the big long explanation, but maybe we can get her to
invade the stream. She's totally cool.
I told her to. I was like, hey, you've been in this. You can jump in and give. You're part of the 100 subs. Everybody knows who Ashley is from her playthrough appearances. But if you guys want to see her on there, give a shout out and let her know. So maybe I can convince her to come down here. I think she's watching. I can't tell, but I think she's watching upstairs. But if not, then I can actually say, definitely, hey, get down here and give us your top. But anyway, so Jordan, your top.
Yeah, well, real quick, I gotta acknowledge the chat here. Neoprene playing Matt. Keep them coming. I love the couple's videos. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if we gave. I don't think we kind of gave the shout out to Neoprene Play Matt earlier, but just so we can real quick, because again, obviously Matt has been he subscribed and his comments on it pretty regularly on our videos, which we obviously love.
Thank you.
Anybody that hasn't watched his stuff, you can definitely go check it out. I actually really look forward to his content. It's really good stuff. Which he puts out a ton of stuff. Like practically, I don't know his schedule by heart, but I want to say he has at least 3 videos every week. He has different segments. I haven't watched all of them like ever in succession, but
he's got a YouTube channel.
He does have a YouTube channel. Neoprene Playmat is the YouTube channel.
Do me a favor, Matt. If you can grab your link and throw your link in the chat for me, so people can come find your channel. That would be most appreciated, and then we'll get it in the description of this video once the stream's over. So that way, when people rewatch this, they will have that link in the description as well. So feel free to share that in there, and we'll put it up on the screen as well, so people know where they can find you. Just wanted to let you know you could do that. So feel free to do that, please.
Yeah, definitely, because Matt is one of those. Again, we're here because of our 100 subs celebration, and Matt has definitely been a member and
Skull to Matt.
Yep, Skull to Matt.
Skull. And now he's gonna get the good clip, the awesome, my favorite clip. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, my dude.
Yeah,
real quick. Go ahead. No,
I just wanted to just to finish boosting Matt's channel, just because he talks about a lot of cool stuff. He does. One of his that I really love is it's a spend my money challenge. Matt does. He gives himself I believe it's 100, if I'm remembering right off the top of my head, $100 every month to put towards board games. He checks out Kickstarters. He checks out trades. He does a lot of stuff and he brings some games to attention. There's one that he's always talking about. It's called Cosmic Frogs, which I had never heard of it, but if you see it, it looks amazing, and I would have never known about this game if it wasn't for Matt. But he also does a few other segments, and the names escape me right at this moment. But yeah, it's definitely more more Super Fantasy Brawl. And me and Matt played a game of Super Fantasy Brawl, and it was great. We talked about how maybe we'll have to do a combo video of us playing against each other, because we both have it. We've both done videos on it. But yeah, he's just got a lot of content. He was out for a week. This is how I know that I like watching his channel, because I got so used to already him having videos every week that he was out for a week because he had some IRL stuff going on, and you know what? And I actually missed it. And then he came back. He got some new stuff out, and I was happy to see more of his videos. So, the most recent one here, I'll give you this one to leave off on for his. He just did a video of some gifts for board gamers, and he had a couple things on there where I was like, oh man, those are actually really cool. So, definitely check out his channel. He's got some good stuff. I can't say enough good stuff about him. I'm happy he's here watching. But yeah, go check out Neoprene Play, Matt. He's got some good content, everybody.
Absolutely. And like I said, Matt, if you're still here, make sure you go ahead and drop that link. If not, we'll get it into the description for sure. But yeah, real quick, here it goes. Fat Steven's Goal says I might have just sold 2 pops. He's talking about pop figures for $1,200. Cyberpunk.
Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
He's got one of the biggest pop figure collections I know of.
That's great.
I'm just curious, what pops were they, if you want to share on the stream? Because yeah, I've seen that. I have a couple pops. Ords clearly has even a bigger collection than mine. But yeah, I've seen you can make some money off them. I might have to sell some pops to fund to help push your car along, just to maybe make it a little better. But yeah, I'm curious now that he said that.
I was
some of those con exclusive ones are the ones that always seem to have the big price tags on them.
I was just looking at pops the other day, and I came across one that was worth like $1,200. Just one figure. I was like, this is insane. But okay, so
Jordan, you're all time. And according to Brian, once you say this, you cannot take it back. So this is the end of the line. Past, present, and future. It doesn't matter if the best game of all time comes out after this. Brian is holding you to this is your favorite game.
I really enjoyed, and I'm drawing a blank on the name, but the game that we played, the Resource Viking game,
Champions of Midgard.
Yeah, that one, that Champions of Midgard. I really enjoyed that. It was a well-paced game, very easy to understand. We're like, I think resource building games, people get a little it's a little much, they get a little overwhelmed with the resource building games, but this was very easy to understand. It was great communication between everybody, it was fun. It was just a fun game that brought everybody together. It wasn't like fast paced, but the playthrough went quick. It wasn't like, it's one of these games that if you got an hour or two, you can pop up, have great conversation, play the game, feel like you've accomplished something. And you get to fight like monsters. There's more than one thing to do in this game. You build resources, you fight monsters, you go on Drakkar ships, you go, it's just such a fun game to play because there's multiple things to do. It's like a world that you kind of get to build in a sense. That's what I like about it, man. Champions of Midgard was just a fun game to play, and I would play that with like you guys any day of the week. And that's kind of how I gauge it. I'm like, how much fun did I have with my friends with this game? Because that's what board games are about, bringing people together. I mean, hell, how long has board games have that? Even like the big popular ones use that, like bringing people together. Game night. You remember, like, I think it was maybe in the early 2000s, they were pushing game night, like for everybody, like, set up a game night for your family game night. I'm a cheeseball for that stuff. So, Champions of Midgard was just a lot of fun, man. And I could see myself playing that multiple times over the years. Like, we get together and, down the road, and Ryan's like, "Hey guys, you want to play a game?" And I'm like, "Hey guys, let's play a game." And, we're taking our teeth out to play the game, just because we're old. But you get my point. Champions of Midgard is just a fun game. A lot to do, a lot to experience. Resource building game that is a ton of fun with your friends, man. So there it is.
You only take the teeth out depending on who wins. But
Oh yeah,
It prevents the biting, really.
yeah, exactly.
Which since we've played, because when we played, that was the first time that I had played the game. I think actually that was the first time all of us played the game, right?
yeah,
None of us had played before. I hadn't even played before except for when we played, and I loved it right off the bat. So I actually already bought the expansions because anybody that's following the board game groups, they all say that the expansions just make it even better. So I have the expansions. I haven't played them yet. So next board game weekend, we'll have to try it with the expansions and see what we think.
I would love that. Absolutely love that. Severon says, "What's your Keshi? What's your favorite board game? Put in all you guys in the chat watching. Put in the chat what your favorite board game is. We'll go over that. That would be great. That would be great.
We'll give it a mention.
Theme Park Casual. What's up? Theme Park Casual says, "Hey, sorry I'm late, but congrats on 1K." Well, that was my channel, but we're here celebrating 100 subscribers and on to 1K for Omni Lucid. But thank you, Theme Park Casual. Either way, I guess because you said congratulations, we're gonna go ahead and give
some advice. I want to see that one again. The advice.
Okay, here we go. This is life lessons to live by.
Don't die stupidly. Not going to die.
And just so everybody knows, when we get together for board game weekend, that's what we do. Like,
we take our shirts off.
Shirtless sword battles.
Yeah.
Shirtless sword and shield battles. That's what we do. Subscribe to our OnlyFans because that's where you'll find them. No, I'm just kidding. Exactly. See, he's even got the axe right there. See, we have a good time doing it. But thank you, Theme Park. I appreciate you. Favorite board game, 51st State Master Set. There you go. Do me a favor, Matt. Can we get your channel link in the chat? That would be cool.
I'll subscribe right now.
Yeah, I will subscribe if you put it in the chat. And I'm lazy.
I've heard of this game, 51st State.
51st State Master.
I haven't either. That's one. Yeah, Matt plays a ton of games, so he has quite the collection, and he has played. That's what it's about, building a country.
Yeah, it's a card game. You control one of 4 powers trying to build a new country. Nice. You put new locations into play and send people to work in buildings to gain resources and new skills. Looks pretty cool.
All Sweet. Right. Master set. So 51st State came out in 2010. The Master set came out in 2016. All right.
Sweet. See, I love learning about those games.
Published by Portal Games. Designer is Ignacy. I'm going to butcher this name. Terziwizik. I can't say that name.
That's got to be Polish. Half of all that's silent.
Yeah, there's a lot of Z's and C's, and yeah.
It's actually pronounced Joe. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, there you go. You can see it on the on the image there. Yeah, I can't. You guys want to take a crack at that name? You go ahead. I cannot say that.
Nice.
Which one?
The one right up the Ignacy.
It looks
Zerzowick.
Which is great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll just say I'm gonna try it. No, I'm not gonna try that. No, we're not even gonna attempt that. But that's the game right there, guys. 51st State.
Thank you.
Looks brutal, man. Looks brutal. Let's see. Mad Respect TV favorite game, Access and Allies, but I want Dark Tower.
Ooh, yep.
I want to play Dark Tower.
Dark Tower was a recent Kickstarter remake. It looked like a big looked like they did some updates. That was one I didn't pick up. I've noticed I kind of don't pick up the remake versions of stuff. Like I was saying earlier, Fireball Island, which I loved. I absolutely loved it as a kid. It was a great game, but I didn't pick it up when the Kickstarter was happening. Dark Tower, I didn't play that one as a kid, but same thing. It was just one that I didn't pick up. I don't really know why, but Mad Respect wants me to find him a copy. Well, yeah, now that if I would have known that beforehand, I could have, maybe pledged it on Kickstarter for him.
Oh, we could find a copy. It's just how much you want to spend on it.
Trebacek. Ah, there we go. See, Neoprene Playmat. He's on it. But yeah, and then also the Hero Quest, the newest Hero Quest remake that's coming out. That was another one. I didn't back it. I've never played it, but it was a big one that I know a lot of people backed for nostalgia reasons.
Yeah.
It seemed like they didn't really update it a whole lot, so that's why I kind of decided, you know what, I'm good. Plus, I knew I had Alter Quest coming. But yeah, I don't typically do the remakes.
Well, the problem with the remake for Dark Tower is that there was so much emphasis on the tower, and I'm like, okay, I get it. They made this really cool tower thing, but like, what about the rest of the game?
Yeah, it was all electronic and holds dice for you, and yeah,
and it does all this stuff, but it's like, do I want to? And it was like cost analysis, right? Like, do I want to spend this much for mainly about the tower, and the rest of the gameplay is kind of similar to the classic, or like that was the question. So I avoided it too. It was like, I'll catch it eventually.
Yeah, there you go. The expense factor was a big thing, obviously, with Kickstarter, and Kickstarter can be kind of brutal depending when you release. And yeah, I just didn't have the funds to really back it. It was another over $100 one if you wanted like the deluxe everything. I think even the standard version was like 90 something.
Yeah,
so
it was pricey.
Yeah, so it's hard to yeah, because if I'm doing a Kickstarter, it's pretty hard for me to do a Kickstarter and not do the deluxe version. If I'm backing something on Kickstarter, I'm typically going deluxe, unless it's something I'm just not sure of, or it's something that I just really like the game and just want to help in any way I can. But yeah, it's hard not to go to deluxe with the that FOMO kicks in, that fear of missing out, and yeah.
Yes, it could definitely drive you to spend more money. I do it all the time. See, my favorite. Oh, let's say we got a comment here. My favorite I had was Dragon War by Rack Graphics trading card board game. Never heard of it. Dragon War.
Yeah, nice.
Another one we'll have to check out. That's another thing. It's fun when we always ask these, because then I always seem to hear of new games that I haven't heard of before, because there's so many out there. But yeah, it's always fun to hear about new ones that people love. Usually means it's worth checking out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, so you're up, Ryan, for the game.
Oh, we'll just, I was gonna see if we can install this a little longer. So they just got this new so yeah, my favorite game. It's tough with Brian putting the pressure on him of past, present, future, because I could very easily see, again, Alter Quest becoming my top favorite game of all time, but because we're asking it today and right now, my favorite game of all time. It has been my favorite game since the first time I played it, maybe 10 years ago. Maybe it may have been a decade. I can't remember how long it's been. Probably not that long, but is Twilight Imperium. You guys can see it up there.
I knew it.
Yeah, Brian knew it. I talk about this game all the freaking time. It is such an amazing game. Anybody that's been following this, and you see that I was talking about Risk, it's kind of a natural progression, honestly. If you think about my gaming tendencies, the fact that Risk was my favorite classic game, and from Risk I moved on to, even though it's not my current, but moved on to Axis and Allies, which is another big strategic military, just that type of campaign game. But yeah, Twilight Imperium is it is and has been my top game for quite a while. It is just such an amazing game. It's big and it's expensive, and there's a lot of pieces and a lot of things going on. It's definitely and it's a long game. That's the one unfortunate thing about it, is when you're sitting down to play a game of Twilight Imperium, that's not like that's like a weekend game. I mean, like every time I've played it, we've always played it in one go, one sitting. But it's usually, I mean, we give ourselves, it's an 8-hour game easily.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's an easily 8-hour game. It's big and it's long, but it is so amazing. You're doing space battles. You're taking over planets. You're refining stuff. There's there's government things that I'm calling it government. I can't remember the exact term in the game.
Like politicking.
Yeah, but yeah. There you go. It's there's politics in the game. There's war in the game. There's research. It has everything in it. It is just a fun, big game. You should definitely check it out. I have it up here only, and have to give Brian a shout out for that one. He just recently got that one for me. I don't even think that was for anything specific. It showed up at my house one day.
Well, it was. It was.
Was it? It wasn't my birthday because it was past that.
Well, no, because what happened was I took a trip. I had to take a trip to New York to work on a museum display at Rockefeller Center, and Laura became deathly ill with salmonella poisoning. We didn't know it at the time. We thought it might have been COVID. No one knew what was going on. So she had to go to the hospital. It was this big, huge ordeal. And so I'm in New York, and there's nothing I can do. And Ryan steps up and orders a ton of dinners.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like she's finally getting to the point where she can start to eat regular foods. And I hadn't even thought about this, but you stepped up and you ordered her a week's worth of dinners for her. And I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I got to do something. I got to do something to say thank you, because it meant a lot to me. So yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, I wasn't. I totally wasn't even thinking about that.
Stop! You guys gonna make me cry. Jesus, you be crying on freaking live stream.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Now, real quick, just to give you that's a beautiful story, man. That is a beautiful story.
I don't even remember if that had happened. I don't even think I put 2 and 2 together from Laura. I remember Laura being sick, and obviously I remember doing that, but yeah, I don't remember. I don't think that I put those two together, that's what it happened after. Because I remember just it showing up one day and I was like, what the hell is this? I haven't ordered anything from Amazon, and it's a big heavy box, and I open it and I literally stared at it for easily a full minute, which I know doesn't sound a long time, but I mean, I'm talking no words, no brain function was happening. Just what? It was it just couldn't process to me for a full minute that the game was in front of me. This is a game that I have wanted for easily 5 years. I said 10 since the first time I played it. Now, Brian got me the newest 4th edition. I think when I originally played it was either 2nd or maybe 3rd edition had just come out. But I had wanted this game since I played it, and it was one that when it showed up, I was just like, it would not register, because this had been, as people in the board game community call it, this has been my grail game for years. And it showed up, and I just could not believe it. And, obviously I texted it, and I might have called, I don't remember, Brian right away. And I was
your first message was like, no, this is too much.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, it's an expensive game. And I was like, no. You can't give me this. This is this is too much. But yeah, that's what kind of game it is. But yeah, I definitely didn't put it together, because as I'm thinking about it, that was after the Laura scare. The Laura scare. That sounds so severe.
Wow.
I gotta tell you though, it was scary, because I left the day I left town.
Right. Yeah.
She was
vomiting.
I might have to go to the hospital tonight. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta leave town.
Yeah, it was. It scared me too. That was one. So anybody that's watching and doesn't know our group dynamic, that's just kind of the things that we do. That I knew Brian was out of town. I knew Laura was on her own, and the only thing I could think, because I am hours away, so it's not like I could just go over and help her out. So the only thing I could think to do was send her some food, because I couldn't make it and bring it to her or anything. But yeah, luckily the people were able to do that and help her out. So.
Oh yeah, it helped out a lot. Yeah. So hey, yeah, there we go. more power to you with Twilight Imperium. Hey, buddy.
This game looks epic, dude.
It's a space opera, man. I can't wait to play it.
It is, yeah, it is. That's the other thing. So even though it's my favorite game, it does have problems, and that is because it is a long game, so it rarely gets played, even in huge game groups. I see people that get to play it, and I'm like, man, like I'm instantly jealous anytime I see anybody that plays it. But it's a long game. Also, it's a 3-player minimum game. So not only do you have to have people that are willing to sit down for 8 hours, at least minimum, 8 hours minimum to play this game, you have to have at least 3 of them to even get to the minimum number of players.
Neoprene Playmat says TI4 is really good. Used to have it in my collection, but I had trouble getting it to the table enough. I recently traded it because it had high value because of the new expansion.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's from what I see, that's the game, man. The board game, that's what you do. You trade games, do this. I love the board game community, being introduced to it, man. There's some really freaking cool people.
Dude, there really is a lot of genuine people.
Yeah, and that's those are the people I roll with, man. As you guys know, I do my best to roll with people who are real. So
we'll have to do all our shout outs at the end here for everybody. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started, ready to wrap this up since we did that. So we laid it out. If you guys missed the stream, go back, watch the replay. It has been a lot of fun talking about board games, and I don't feel like board games are talked about enough, especially with like mainstream or even I guess we'll call them normies out there. There are a lot of great games. I think if people just sat down and played, they would realize how amazing board games are, and what they can do not only for friendships but for families. And who doesn't want to travel through freaking space and blow stuff up, man? Are you kidding me? Like,
you can get War Suns, dude, and War Suns are effectively Death Stars.
Yes.
Boom. Who doesn't?
Yeah, they're called War Suns in Twilight Imperium, but they are Death Stars. Anybody that plays this game knows they're Death Stars.
Absolutely. Well, I'll go ahead and real quick and just exit myself out, and then I'll have the two owners of this beautiful company and the brains behind it give their shout outs and stuff. My name's Ords, guys. I do the videos here on Omni Lucid. I edit. I do everything I can to try to make these guys look good, even though they do a good job on their own. So I just appreciate them for bringing me on and trusting me and to help them out. And they put up with a lot of my shit. A lot of times.
We love you, buddy.
I need to try to pay attention to them more. We're going up as I punch my microphone. We're going up, guys. We're gonna make this happen. But you guys can find me over at Ords Board, youtube.com/Ords Board. I'm doing pop culture news during the week, game streams, video game streams I should make sure I say that, video game streams on the weekend. And you can find me here on Omni Lucid hanging out with these knuckleheads where they are teaching me board games. And that was pretty funny, Ryan, the other day when Quacklow puts out, what does he say, Jesse? He says, who are you? Or do you guys like, how do you strategize your board games? Yeah. Do you have one person who reads the rules? Do you all kind of read them? And or do you come unprepared? And I definitely come unprepared, but you guys,
I try to come unprepared because I don't want to learn the rules, but sometimes you have to.
But Ryan is our guy that he's the rules guy in our group, so we appreciate him for it. But you guys can find
as much as I can.
Like I said, you guys can find me on my channel, man. And where I'm hanging out over there. I'll be doing a stream tonight at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sunday hangs and video games. If you guys like chaos, if you guys like zombies, we're playing Dead Island. Just hanging out, chatting. Feel free to come through. But the brains behind Omni Lucid. Brian Skull, do me a favor, man. Let everybody know where they can get you, or where they can find you, plugs, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, man. I am. My life is Jakar, so I am here, and I am on Instagram under Omni Lucid Media. So, and also on Facebook. So, I've just been working my butt off doing the digital work for finishing up Jakar, and so that's pretty much my life. So. Yeah, find me there and check us out. Thank you.
One of the best artists I know, guys, Brian Skull, has done some phenomenal work, and I've spent many years. I have his printed works on my wall, but I don't have an original. And I swear to God, one day I'm going to win Neater's Palooza, and I'm going to get a kind of original art piece. I don't care if I have to murder everybody there. I will do it. But no, Brian Skull's a great guy. Go check him out. Go check his art out. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. He's the guy that handles the Instagram. He puts all the beautiful pictures up there. So if you want to get a hold of him specifically, either go check out his stuff or find him on Omni Lucid as well. And then the man, the myth, the legend, the Blackheart Paladin, Ryan Nieters.
Yeah, so say kind of I'm pretty much just Ryan Nieters at I run basically I'm more in charge of like the Omni Lucid Facebook. I try and stay up on that. As Jordan said, Blackheart Paladin. If you ever happen to see me in some of the Discords and whatnot, that is the handle I go by. But yeah, obviously Drakkar has been our life for the last going on 2 years now. Been trying to do a lot of just connecting with people in the board game community, doing my best as much as I can. Made a lot of good connections, a lot of great people out there. Like Jordan said, the board game community it's an awesome community to be a part of. So I'll have to go ahead and do all my plugs for all those people out there that have supported us. Again, this is our 100 subs celebration stream. First foremost, because he is here today with us, Neoprene Playmat. We've already plugged him and given him all the shout outs for everything. He's here watching today. Definitely go check out his channel. Next we have Mike Petrie at Pen Tree Games, another great board game company. They're coming out with their first game, On the Rocks. The Kickstarter's already passed. He's currently working on a new game. I don't want to say anything because I'm not sure if they're ready for that to come out yet, but he is working on a new game. I got a chance to play test it with him, and it is a lot of fun. So Pen Tree Games, check them out over there. Also, Blacklist Games. I cannot give them a big enough shout out. Probably the biggest shout out goes to those guys over there. Brady Sadler, Adam Sadler, the Sadler Bros, and Scotty Mick, Mitch Schroeder, all those guys over there. They're amazing guys. They're making some really awesome games. I play test with them all the time. I talk with them all the time. Definitely check out their stuff. They have games coming out probably the most frequently of everybody that I've talked to during this journey. But yeah, definitely check out Blacklist Games. They are the creators of Alter Quest, which, like I said, is my current top favorite game and very well may become my favorite game of all time. On top of that, let's see who else has helped us. James Hudson from Skybound Games and Skybound Entertainment. He definitely helped us out, gave us some pointers and all that. They recently, Tidal Blades, as you guys can see over my shoulder here, is their most recent Kickstarter to deliver. They got a lot of other ones coming out right now. I'm waiting on Wonderland's War, which looks awesome. They have a bunch of stuff that's come out. Definitely go and check out Board Game Spotlight. Go and check out, I obviously cannot forget Quackalope. The Quackalope reviews, podcasts, all of those things. Jesse in the group, Jesse, Jan, Sarah Shaw, who's one of their admins over there. She does the Board Games in a Minute. Anybody that's watched some of the posts that I've put up, they just recently had the first Quackalope Con, or Quack Con, I think he called it, Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, they did this awesome podcast all day con where they played games. I joined in, did a bunch of stuff, but yeah, definitely check out Quackalope. We're really hoping to bring them on to do the review of Drakkar when it comes out. So go and nag them and bug Jesse and give him a bunch of crap until he decides to do the review with us and for us and all that. But he does great stuff. He does very high quality. I hope to get to the day when we can put out as high quality content as Jesse and the gang over there. But yeah, there's a lot of great people, a lot of great, as you said, we were mentioning lots of designers and everything today. But when it comes down to it, again, this is our 100 sub celebration. So the biggest shout out to all of you guys that check us out, that have been watching our playthroughs, that have backed me, Brian, Jordan doing the playthroughs, when me and Ashley do the playthroughs. and anything when we bring out Jakar too. I hope to get anybody else in there. We got playtests going on that you can jump in and playtest Jakar with us. It's a lot of fun. So thank you to all of you that have subscribed. We're up to, I think last time I looked, we were at 116.
118 now.
We're at 100. I think we're at 120.
120. Oh, wow. There we go. 120 now. So thank you for everybody that has subbed even since the stream started. We really appreciate all you guys. Thank you for helping us move along. Brian, Jordan, we didn't even mention we are actually doing a giveaway for our 100 sub celebration. So
look at that.
So before we go, we're going to tell you about that giveaway. But like I said, we're at 100 now. We'll maybe
real quick, and I don't mean to interrupt. Real quick, we're going to talk about that one sec. I'm trying to find Neoprene Play Matt's. I'm trying to find Matt's channel. I can't seem to find it.
I couldn't either.
I'll throw it in there because I have
I
have it saved in my subs. Like I said, I watch his stuff all the time. I absolutely love it. It's great.
And I'll head over there and subscribe as well. But giveaway. Oh crap! A giveaway, huh? Okay,
all right. Giveaway. So I'm gonna be posting it right after this. Right after, as soon as we sign off, I am gonna post. Because we reached 100 subs and 100 followers on Instagram and YouTube at about the same time, and so. Giveaways are not big on YouTube, but they are on Instagram. And so if you, I don't have it near me, but if you like dice, and who doesn't like dice? After this is over, go to the Instagram and follow the instructions, and you'll be put into a contest to win free Viking dice. And that's it. It's just a thank you for showing up and clicking like and supporting us, and we want to grow the community. And so that's it. Go to the Instagram page. The link is in the description here for the channel. So
I'm gonna throw it up here in the chat as well, just so people, if they want to click it, they can do that. But man, I just appreciate everybody here. Like the YouTube thing. When we do
there we go. Just doing the Neoprene playmat. Sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
I will be right back. I really have to pee, so I will be right back. Do not go away before I'm done.
Oh no,
you guys keep talking. I can't hold it anymore.
No, that's cool. Like I said, I'm just getting ready to pop this up in the chat, but so you hear you guys here. So it has just been an absolute pleasure. Like just getting to know the board game community, and like Jesse being so cool with Quackalope, and everybody in the chat just being so cool. Hold on a sec. Instagram here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's one of the things that I love so much about the community is, I mean, I'm into fine art, and if you know anything about fine art, it's ruthless and cutthroat, and there's a lot of personalities and narcissists, and it drags you down over time. Getting into digital art and getting into board games, it was like the exact opposite. Like people who like, they made a game and you want to talk to them about their game, and they're like, well, yeah, but what are you playing? And they want to hear about other people's games. They want to and there's so much more just concern about the experience. What kind of experience did you have playing the game? And the community has been fantastic. Jesse's one of those guys too that he's got good reviews in that he talks about other things about the game that a lot of people miss, and I appreciate that. So it's always good to have, because you can get into a lot of people when a new game comes out, you get the same kind of coverage, Yeah. And so for instance, with Darkest Dungeon just launched and finished their Kickstarter, and he was the first one to be like, okay, well, how is this different from the video game? And no one else directly addressed that. And so he's always covering fun angles that you wouldn't think, but people are curious about. Right. So Jesse's a good guy.
Yeah, and ever since I looked at his channel first time, man, this guy, he's got some quality stuff, and
he does.
I think we're going to take a lot of inspiration from him. I just hope now that we're to the 100 subscriber mark, I just hope that I can continue to provide entertaining, edits and cuts for all you guys out there watching, supporting us. We are going to get better. Quality is going to get better. We've already talked about advertisements, how we're going to promote Kickstarter, how we're going to promote things like that. So these are all things that are thought out. We are preparing ourselves for something big, and we hope that you guys are going to be along with us for the journey as we trek along here. And Jakar's just not it. Jakar's just the beginning, guys. Okay, that's where we get on the bus. Who knows where we get off the bus? But there's many more things to come for Omni Lucid. So we hope that you guys stay tuned.
The next game after Jakar are even more fun. I can say this from experience.
And for those of you watching right here, Neoprene Playmat, that is the link right there. Go check out Neoprene Playmat. If you guys are into board games, if you like what we're doing and don't know who Matt is, go say hi to him over on his channel. Just go say hi. Anyway, so that'll do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for the 100 subscribers. It has been a blessing to have all you guys here. It is just, I can't say enough nice things about this whole thing, man. We're going to launch this board game, man. Hopefully it's successful with all you guys watching, the support, the love that you show us. It means everything from the bottom of our hearts. I know I can speak for these guys. The fact that you're here, that you care, means the world to us. We love you guys. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Any final words? Anybody? Any final? Should we do one last bit of advice for people here?
Definitely.
Don't die stupidly. Not going to die.
And let's finish that off with one last skull.
Absolutely, skull, everybody. I agree. All right, skull, everybody.
But if you are gonna die, don't do it on the toilet.
Good call. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.